It's a date you never forget. For me, that date was a Monday. It was the day I reported my wife, Eliza, missing. We had a normal life. 5 years of marriage. A mortgage. We argued about whose turn it was to walk the dog. She worked as an accountant downtown. She was real. I know she was real. The detective on duty, Detective Morales, looked at me like I was wasting his time. I slid the picture across the counter, our wedding photo just like the one in the kitchen. He picked it up. He studied it. He studied me. Then he pushed it back and said the words that cracked my world into a million pieces. "Sir," he said, his voice flat, "there's no record of that woman existing. Are you sure you're okay?" That's when my story, the life I thought I knew, became a psychological puzzle I might never solve. I left the precinct with a knot of panic in my chest. They thought I was crazy, grieving, or seeking attention. But the evidence was everywhere. Or so I thought. I drove straight home, pulling everything out. Our marriage license? Gone. Our joint bank account statements? There was a sole account, mine only. Her passport? Her driver's license? Vanished. I found the empty drawer in her nightstand where she always kept them. What about digital? I checked the cloud. All the photos from our vacations, our birthday dinners, our life. They were all there, but in every single one, Eliza was edited out. Was masterful. The background was seamless, a ghost of her presence in every scene. I found myself alone on the ski slope, alone on the beach, staring at an empty space where her hand used to be. The most terrifying discovery was her workplace. I called her firm, Sterling and Associates. A receptionist answered. I asked for Eliza Vance. The reply was chillingly polite. "Sir, we have no one by that name. You must have the wrong number." It was as if someone had spent 5 years of our lives building an elaborate, beautifully crafted fake reality, only to pull the plug on her identity the moment she walked out the door. My memories told me one thing and the world told me another. As the days passed, I wasn't just looking for Eliza. I was looking for proof of my sanity. I started recalling details I'd previously ignored, the cracks in our perfect facade. Clue 1: the job. Eliza was always secretive about her work. She never brought files home. Her office was a generic, unmarked building I'd only driven by once. I now realized the firm name I'd called didn't match the logo on the keychain she occasionally left out. The logo was for something else entirely, a strange, almost military-looking symbol. Clue 2: the language. Sometimes, when she was deeply focused, she would mumble under her breath. It wasn't English. It wasn't French or Spanish. It sounded guttural, mechanical, almost like a coded language. I'd always brushed it off as stress. Now it was a piece of data I couldn't place. Clue 3: the gift. Our second anniversary. She gave me a gift, a rare antique clock. It was beautiful, but it never kept the right time. It would often skip an hour or run backward for a minute. I kept it as a sentimental quirk. Now I looked at it and thought, misdirection. It was a distraction, a little piece of chaos she planted in our stable life. Was she a field agent? A spy? Someone running from a past so dark it had the power to wipe out digital history? The police's theory was simple. I imagined her. The alternative theory, the one I was terrified to believe, was that she was part of something so powerful, so secretive, that they could erase a person from the fabric of the digital world. The truth wasn't in the house. It wasn't on the bank statements. It was in the one place I never thought to look: the clock. I remembered a specific tense conversation we had about the clock's mechanism. I pulled the back off the timepiece. The gears were immaculate, but there was a hidden compartment, smaller than a coin. Inside was a micro SD card. I put the card into my laptop. It didn't hold pictures. It held a single encrypted audio file. I played it. It was Eliza's voice. Not the warm, familiar voice I loved, but a cold, measured, professional voice. This is Subject 34 Delta, closing out the assignment. Target engagement, successful. Target's belief in subject's existence, fully established. The 5-year emotional anchor is set. Mission objective, complete. I am initiating the protocol now. The subject will believe I was either a delusion or a victim of a deep state cleanup. Either way, the psychological damage is permanent and the target is neutralized. My blood ran cold. Target, subject, neutralized. I wasn't the loving husband. I was the target. The 5 years weren't a life. They were an assignment. She wasn't just running from a dark past. She was an operative sent to do a job, and the job was me. But why? What could I possibly have that was worth 5 years of a fabricated life and this profound emotional destruction? The card contained one more thing. A plain text file titled, "The Trigger." The text was a single line of code referencing a date. The day after my wife, my operative, disappeared. Beneath the code was a name. My father's name. My father, who worked for the Pentagon, the IT guy who everyone thought was quiet and kept to himself, who died suddenly 10 years ago in a car accident the police ruled as accidental. The realization hit me like a physical blow. Eliza wasn't after a secret I held. She was after a secret my father hid, something that required a 5-year psychological infiltration of his son to retrieve or destroy. She didn't fail the mission. She completed it. The day she vanished was the day she had achieved whatever her group wanted from me, the subject. I am left sitting here, surrounded by photos that lie, a wedding ring that's meaningless, and memories that are surgically implanted fiction. My wife never existed. But the pain, the emptiness, and the chilling truth that my entire life was a stage for a secret my father kept. That is brutally, horrifyingly real.